that was announced, and claiming that he was a little bit unhappy that he'd been overlooked. He is the vice captain though. Hugo Lloris no longer given the captaincy as Ireland come forward for the first time. In goes the cross, cleared by Hernandez. A big left boot away. It comes back to Upamecano. Pavard has it on the right-hand side into Giroud on the halfway line. Manages to cushion down. Looks to interchange with Adrien Rabiot, but Ireland have done well to hustle there and win the ball back over to the right with Ogbene. Looking for the inside ball, but there France to go and recover possession with Mbappe, and then it's a loose ball out to Rabiot. In fact, it
สวัสดีนะครับเพื่อนๆพี่
just misjudged it. It's gone beyond him and out for the throw. And really crucial, I suppose, for the Republic of Ireland. Few are giving them a chance tonight just to try and settle into this game, not make any early mistakes.
Yeah, that's it. It's you know, it's keeping in the game 10, 20, 30 minutes. Just make sure that it's 0-0 at least. Don't allow France to get in behind and get an early goal, because you know then you're up against it, even though you're on home soil and what was a very vociferous home support you would feel. The stands are absolutely packed for this game. But yeah, they've just got to try and keep themselves composed. There's a lot of pressure as well on the likes of Josh Cullen and Jason Malumbi in the middle of the park. You know, they're not the oldest experienced heads in there, so you know they need to just try and keep France as much as you can, keep Mbappe out of the game. Interesting, the Griezmann decision, wasn't it, to not give him the captaincy, but 32 years of age, I wonder if Didier Deschamps has thought, well, we're looking towards someone who's going to be in this team for many years now, and Griezmann's time could potentially be coming to an end in what, maybe 3 years or something like that.
สวัสดีนะครับใครที่เข้ามาแล้วผมฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อยนะครับพี่
He's going to be leading this France side for the next decade.
ยินดีต้อนรับนะครับยินดีต้อนรับพี่ๆทุกคนนะครับสู่ช่องไลฟ์สปอร์ตนะวันนี้ฝรั่งเศสกับไอร์แลนด์นะครับเรามาเชียร์ประธานเป้ไปด้วยกัน
tie between the two then back in 2009 when Ireland eventually prevailed after extra time when it was the very controversial handball, as we see Republic of Ireland bringing it down inside their own half now. They turn neatly on the halfway line, flicked forward by Ferguson into Ogbene, turned out wide then onto the left as they come forward further with Knight. Shows a little bit of courage in trying to beat Camavinga, doesn't get too far as the Real Madrid man turns him away. Now they have to recycle, but they're moving back in the right direction. Squared and into a midfield area with Cullen, and then they retreat to the halfway line. They just look to reset and see if France are going to bite and squeeze forward. They're not. They're happy to sit in a shape for the time being. As Dara O'Shea, the West Brom man, steps out of defence. Cross to Jason Malumbi. Back again into a defensive area where Nathan Collins will work it to his captain, Seamus Coleman. And at the other end of the scale to Kylian Mbappe, and the two skippers will no doubt lock horns on many occasions tonight, with Coleman looking to barrel forward in that wing-back role that he's got, but also have defensive responsibilities trying to keep Mbappe quiet. So Ireland have worked it really nicely here out to the right-hand side. Ogbene bursts beyond the first man.
ก็วันนี้นะมีคู่อื่นด้วยนะครับพี่ๆนอร์เวย์ก็เตะนะครับนอร์เวย์ไม่เตะนะฝรั่งเศสเตะเนเธอร์แลนด์เตะเช็กเสร็จโปแลนด์สวีเดนออสเตรียฮังการีเซอร์เบียนะครับทีมใหญ่ๆนะที่ไปต่อหมดเลยนะครับสวัสดีนะครับพี่ๆทุกคนวันนี้ชีรูนะลงไปหน้าเป้าด้วยยินดีต้อนรับนะครับยินดีต้อนรับพี่ๆทุกคนคนอุดรออร์แลนด์ก็เชียร์ใช่ครับพี่ฮอลแลนด์ผมก็ดูด้วยเหมือนกันดู2คู่เลยนะครับวันนี้ดูฮอลแลนด์ด้วย
He's got that pace to deal with someone like Mbappe. I'm not sure. So for Ogbene, I think it's crucial that he drops back and helps out Coleman as much as he can.
อ๋อฮอลแลนด์มันเตะช่องมันไอ้นี่ช่องไหนครับพี่
First test of the night for them with just 6 minutes gone. Independent off-tube studio commentary. Republic of Ireland 0, France 0. Played into the feet of Jason Knight. The Derby County man goes back to O'Shea. Percentage ball into midfield. Went beyond Ferguson, almost found Ogbene, but Upamecano was alert.
สวัสดีนะครับพี่ๆทุกคนเข้ามาแล้วผมฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้หน่อย
Cross to the left-hand side with Hernandez.
ผมไม่แน่ใจเหมือนกันนะว่าฮอลแลนด์เขาดูช่องไหน
1-2 with Rabiot. Back to his left with Hernandez. Again into Rabiot. France prepared to be patient. I think they'll expect that they'll have plenty of the ball tonight, but Ireland are going to set up defensively as a tight, well-organised unit. It's about trying to.
ใครเข้าแล้วนะผมฝากกดติดตามกด subscribe ให้หน่อยนะครับฮอลแลนด์มันเตะกี่โมงอะมันเตะแล้วนี่ทำไมบอลยังไม่มาวะ
Upamecano, and he'll switch the play now, trying to open up a different avenue on the right, but it's just too far ahead.
มาแล้ว
Benjamin Pavard goes away from him and out for the throw. We see our first shots of France head coach Didier Deschamps on the bench in discussion with his backroom staff. And I suppose all about trying to build momentum again for France. World Cup finalists fell short against Argentina, showed up really well against the Netherlands last time out, and if you would back against them to not go on and top this group.
Yeah, I think it'll be with that victory over the Netherlands. I think early on is put down a.
สวัสดีนะครับพี่ศักดิ์ลินสวัสดีนะครับเพื่อนๆพี่ก็คอมเมนต์มาได้นะครับมีอะไรคอมเมนต์มาได้
The virus that hit the camp, there was 5 or 6 players that had to be forced out, and they were big omissions for them. So, you know, it was France against a slightly undercooked Dutch.
จะเป็นอะไรอีกแล้วไอเวน
aren't going to commit.
3-2 winners. There are 6 changes from the 11 that started that game. Incumbent Gavin Bazunu, John Egan, Joshua Cullen, Seamus Coleman, Jason Knight and Chiedos ran out 3-2 winners. There are 6 changes from the 11 that started that game.
ในช่องแชทนะครับมีเพื่อนๆโหวตนะช่วยกันโหวตได้นะครับพี่
Joshua Cullen, Seamus Coleman, Jason Knight and Chiedozie Ogbene. As for France, they've already played once in qualification. They ran out emphatic 4-0 winners over the Netherlands, and they've made 3 changes with Benjamin Pavard, Eduardo Camavinga and Olivier Giroud coming in. Kick-off at 7:45. The long road to Euro 2024 begins this evening for the Republic of Ireland when they welcome France to Dublin. Tonight's match being played at the Aviva Stadium. The Republic of Ireland were involved in friendly action last week. They hosted Latvia and ran out 3-2 winners. There are 6 changes from the 11 that started that game. Incumbent Gavin Bazunu, John Egan, Joshua Cullen, Seamus Coleman, Jason Knight and Chiedozie Ogbene. As for France, they've already played once in qualification. They ran out emphatic 4-0 winners over the Netherlands, and they've made 3 changes with Benjamin Pavard, Eduardo Camavinga and Olivier Giroud coming in. Kick-off at 7:45.
ก็ที่เตะตี 1:45 นะครับมีประตูแล้วนะคู่แรกนะครับเป็นฮังการีนะครับขึ้นนำบัลแกเรียนะครับ1-0
Tonight's match being played at the Aviva Stadium. The Republic of Ireland were involved in friendly
ลืมนะเพื่อนๆคนที่เพิ่งเข้ามานะผมฝากกด subscribe ฝากกดติดตามไว้หน่อย
winners. There are 6 changes from the 11 that started that game. Incumbent Gavin Bazunu, John Egan, Joshua Cullen, Seamus Coleman, Jason Knight and Chiedozie Ogbene. As for France, they've already played once in qualification. They ran out emphatic 4-0 winners over the Netherlands, and they've made 3 changes with Benjamin Pavard, Eduardo Camavinga and Olivier Giroud coming in. Kick-off at 7:45. The long road to Euro 2024 begins this evening for the Republic of Ireland when they welcome France to Dublin. Tonight's match being played at the Aviva Stadium. The Republic of Ireland were involved in friendly action last week. They hosted Latvia and ran out 3-2 winners. There are 6 changes from the 11 that started that game. Incumbent Gavin Bazunu, John Egan, Joshua Cullen, Seamus Coleman, Jason Knight and Chiedozie Ogbene. As for France, they've already played once in qualification. They ran out emphatic 4-0 winners over the Netherlands, and they've made 3 changes with Benjamin Pavard, Eduardo Camavinga and Olivier Giroud.
ตอนนี้นะครับโหวันนี้ทั้งวันนี่อุตส่าห์นั่งทำไอ้นี่เลยนะครับพี่นั่งทำไอ้รูปหน้าปกอะปกคลิปอะครับเพื่อนๆพี่โอ้ยทำให้มันเป็นแพทเทิร์นเหมือนกันหมด
The Republic of Ireland were involved in friendly action last week. They hosted Latvia and ran out 3-2 winners. There are 6 changes from the 11 that started that game. Incumbent Gavin Bazunu, John Egan, Joshua Cullen, Seamus Coleman, Jason Knight and Chiedozie Ogbene. As for France, they've already played once in qualification. They are now emphatic 4-0 winners over the Netherlands. And they've made 3 changes with Benjamin Pavard, Eduardo Camavinga and Olivier Giroud coming in. Kick-off at 7:45. The long road to Euro 2024 begins this evening.